All right, gang, we're back on the lawnmower. We're putting a drive belt on it today. I did print out the 2 pages from the manual that pertains to replacing the belts on these. We're not going to follow this, but I will just quickly walk you through what John Deere wants. So this is my model here. This is where it starts. This is something. This manual's for like 5 or 6 models, so you'll see different pictures there. But this one, we start here. It basically says, let the machine cool down, make sure it's on a flat surface, whatever. And then step 1 really here is remove mower deck. Well, yeah, we're not doing that. Which it's not hard. There's 3 pins and you just slide it out. It's not a big deal to pull the mower deck, but you don't need to do that. I mean, that's just insane. I guess the next step is remove this spring. So what I did, I grabbed a pick. We'll just reach under there with a pick and pop that spring off. No big deal. And that'll free this idler arm. It'll take the tension off it so that it'll allow it to move back and forth. It's kind of like an auto adjuster or an auto tensioner, really. And then the next step, they want, this is if you have the mower deck off, you pop up those plastic covers. There's a way to put them into service. We're not doing any of that because there's not enough room unless you pull the deck. And then next is, here's the end of mine here, and then this is like another model or another different type of deck. But basically they say here, pull F off, which is your idler pulley. And they say to do that because H is a guide, a belt guide, and there's not enough room between the pulley and the belt guide to actually remove the belt or replace it with a new one. So that's why they want you to pop that nut off and then replace it. And they got a torque spec here. It's 35 foot-pounds for that same nut, and that's it. So not a lot to it. So I grabbed a pick. A 15 mil socket, because that's what you're going to need. It's probably some imperial size, but 15 mil fits it. And then a 13 mil to take the cover off so that you guys can see what I'm doing. I don't actually need to pull that cover, but I'll do it so you guys can hopefully see what's going on under there. This is probably a 2 or 3 minute job. So, the part number for your drive belt this is the 42 deep, 42-inch wide deep deck with the 2 pulleys. So if you've got a 335E with a 42-inch deck, that's your part number. Okay, maybe not. Hello. There you go. There's your part number. All right, let's do it. All right, I just pulled that cover off to give you guys a better view of what this looks like. If you think back with what we were looking with the picture, you're looking at it from the back forward, right? That's what they're showing you on the diagram. This is going to be your idler pulley, and you can see there's our belt guide, and there's definitely maybe 3 mil between the two. So yeah, you're not going to get this belt out of here just the way it is. And before I pull the spring, even though they tell you to do that first. Top tip, just take the nut off or loosen it while there's tension on it. It'll just make it easier for you. It may not matter in this case, but I'm just going to do that first. So yeah, I would do that before you pull that spring out. And really, I don't even think you need to pull the spring. You could probably put one hand on there and loosen that all the way and just pop it off. Yeah, maybe we'll even do that. Let's try that. If I can just reach under there and slide that up, I mean, I'll just do that. It's even less work. So that's a 15 mil lock nut, no big deal. So yeah, I mean, that's why they want you to pull the spring, because it's under tension. What I'm going to do is lean underneath it there and just push it with one arm and then try and lift it off. Yeah, if it doesn't work, we'll pull the spring, but it should. So yeah, that wasn't the easiest thing. I might recommend you go ahead and pull that spring off, because Yeah, that was a little tough in the hand there. While I have this off, I'm just checking the bearings and things, you know, just normal stuff that you should do. And then, yeah, next step, let me try and get you guys moved so you can see the actual belt from underneath here. Hold on. So I'm just holding the camera, guys, because I cannot get a good angle here. So we're at the back of the tractor, and we've taken the pulley off, and the belt's loose, so we're just going to grab it and slide it off the main drive. So this is the engine side of your tractor. So we're back up front again. We just popped it off the main pulley back there, and you should be able to just grab this belt and pull it all the way out like that. So there you go. There's your, this would be what we just removed from the back, right? So from here, it's pretty simple. Just unhook it off the pulleys. There's not a lot going on there. You could, if you wanted, you could just cut this thing, right? But yeah, there's no need to cut it. This one's actually not in bad shape for the age of it, so I'll probably just keep it as a spare. But yeah, there you go, guys. That's it. Top tip for you, you know, if you're getting a new belt there ready to install, just stand on it and make sure it's not twisted. Like, stand on it and pull it up with your arms, and that way if there's any twists in it, you just work them out, you know. And really, it's the reverse of what we just did, right? So there's not a lot to this, guys. Just make sure you don't twist it when you're putting it on, I guess, is the other thing. Just try and follow it around. And then here's our loop that's going to end up going around that pulley down at the back, right near at the bottom of the engine there. My head's probably in your way. And then we're just going to pop that guy. So we didn't end up taking this spring off. I may regret that, trying to put that pulley back on, but we'll see. I'm going to go to the back and pop this belt on. So I did end up just popping that spring off. You know, totally honest with you guys. It was just more one of those, you know, I just didn't want to fight with it. I've already gotten injured this week, so. And then just make sure you put your little collet in the right way around. If that pops off, it should fit in like that. But you can see here, this, you know, the spring, there's no more spring tension on it. So we're going to grab our belt, slide it around, and there we go, just like that. And then our nut, what do we do with it? There it is. So we're going to torque this up to, it was 32 foot-pounds. Torque that in a second. So really, next thing's put that spring back on. Just make sure your belt's, you know, sitting in all its pulleys before you try and do that. So what I ended up doing there, guys, I'll show you. It's a little bit different than what I said, because I just thought this was way easier. So what I would do if I were doing this again, I definitely not the instructions. I would remove the spring prior to pulling the belt, because that's no, you know, it's not going to make a difference there. And then before, so, you know, pull the spring, pull the pulley, pull the belt, put your new belt in. Then I would put the spring on next. And then what I ended up doing, which I thought was way easier than the instructions or anything else I saw. So I just put this pulley was just sitting on here real loose.
tons of room to get the belt in. And then on that same arm that the spring goes into, there's a 3/8 square drive cut into it. So I just popped this ratchet in, and then I was able to, use both my arms towards me in the same direction. Hopefully that makes sense. One to tighten the pulley and one to take the tension off. So basically I was able to do this, bring them together, and that was it. It was perfect. It doesn't tell you that in the instructions. Yeah, John Deere should probably revisit that one. But really, this is a couple minutes job. Yeah, I'd never done it before, so we learned a little bit there as far as when to pop that spring on and off. And there's not a lot of tension on that spring. You just grab it with a pick, yank it right off. Nothing to it. That's it, guys. New belt's on. I'll keep that other one as a backup just in case. It's worn looking, but it's not. It's not too bad. I don't think it's got any nicks in it or anything, so we'll hang on to it and then probably forget about it when this one breaks and order another new one. So, all right, guys, thanks for watching.